Hello friends, welcome to the channel Ashok Commerce Tutorials. Subscribe the channel for more videos. Today we are going to discuss how to solve question paper effectively. So I have also uh, put another video how to study effectively in the examination. You can go for that. So let's start with today's video, how to solve question paper effectively. So I have prepared 13 important points which will help you to get good number of marks in the examinations. Point number first, reach the exam center 30 to 45 minutes early. So it is always consider that we must reach in time to the exam center. That is necessary. So we must reach 30 to 45 minutes before or early the examination center so that easily we can give the examination. Second point, confirm your exam room and your sitting arrangement, your seat number. Once you will reach the exam center before 30 to 45 minutes, you have to search your room where you have to actually give the examination. And once you search your room, the next step that actually your seat number where you want to give the examination. So exam room and seat number. Third important is take your hall tickets, identity cards, pens, pencil, eraser, sharpener, calculator if allowed, and other instruments which are necessary and which are allowed by the board or university. All those instruments, equipments you have to carry so that you can write or use those instruments effectively and efficiently. Fourth point, once you will receive the answer sheet, it is necessary that you can check the answer sheet, each and every page of answer sheet, whether the answer sheet is properly stitched, whether the lines are proper, whether the page numbers were put are proper, whether the sheet or each and every page is proper, whether it has not damaged. If it is damaged, if it is not stitched properly, if the page numbers are not proper, you have to ask the supervisor and you can take the another answer sheet and again you can check. And once you come to know that it is proper, the stitching is proper, the page numbers are proper, the lines are proper, it is not damaged, then you have to go for read the instructions which are given in the answer sheet carefully, because these instruction will help us to fill the information. So we can fill the information, that is your seat number you have to put, your center number, subject code, etc. the information you have to put. Fifth point is read the instructions in the question paper carefully. Once you complete the answer sheet, you have been received the question paper. Once you receive the question paper, first read the instructions in the question paper. Generally, the instructions are available regarding the subject code and section, which questions are compulsion, which questions are not compulsion, or the information is necessary which will help you to solve the question paper properly. Take an example is compulsion. One instruction first, question number 1 is compulsion. It means that you have to compulsorily attend that particular question, otherwise you will lose the mark. Second instruction, it may be that answer any 3 questions from the remaining 4. It means that again, out of question number 2, 3, 4 and 5, you have to answer 3 questions. It means that it is necessary, that instructions are necessary. And last or other, use calculator allowed or not. If calculator is allowed, you can use that calculator. If calculator is not allowed, you cannot. So Read the question papers carefully. Then sixth point is all the questions of the question paper are carefully. We can, once you will receive the question paper, you can read each and every questions by taking 5 to 6 minutes. What students will do, they are in hurry. Once they will receive the question paper, they will start with first question, they will start with second question. You should not do like that. You can keep calmly, you can read the instructions, you can read all the questions, and you plan in your mind that which questions you want to attain, so that it is helpful for you to get good number of marks. So read the question paper carefully. Next, plan which questions you want to answer first. So you have to write that particular question which you know best, which you can answer in a proper manner, because first impression is last impression. So you can write that particular question, answer of that particular question which you know best. Take an example out of question number 5. Question number 1 is compulsion, and remaining 4 questions you have to write 3. In that you are knowing question number 4 in a proper way. So write first question number 4. Thereafter the questions which you know properly. So you have to plan the question papers and allocate the time for those particular question papers also. Next one is write the question answer which you write perfectly, effectively, efficiently. So the first impression is last impression. Ninth one is 4 marks question, 1 page answer is expected. So minimum how much you want to write as an answer. If there is objective type questions, the question does not arise, you have to write exact answer. If it is fill in the blank, you have to write exact answer. If it is match the following, you have to answer correctly, you match properly. If the question is for short answer, you have to write up to the answer. If it is for medium and essay type questions, you have to write the minimum for 3 or 4 marks, you have to write 1 page. Take an example, the question is for 8 marks, minimum you have to write 2 pages and maximum 3 pages. If the question is for 15 marks or 16 marks, you have to write minimum 4 pages and maximum 5 to 6 pages. Then how to write essay type questions. So big questions, how you can write effectively, efficiently. So 5 steps are there and it is very important. First, you have to write the introduction. First, you have to write the title. Take an example, question number 5. Question number 5 you have to write. So the question is, take an example, explain the accounting concepts. So you have to put the title, accounting concepts, and you underline. Then you have to write introduction. So in that you have to write what are accounting concepts and the information, what is the use of that accounting concept. Second point, after introduction, you have to write meaning. What is accounting concepts? That meaning you have to write even though they are not asked. Third, you have to write all the 10 or 11 accounting concepts which are explained. Some books it is 10 accounting concepts, in some books you are considering 11. So accordingly you have to write 10 or 11 accounting concepts. Or you may explain with the help of diagram these accounting concepts, 1, 2, 3, 4, these accounting concepts, 10 or 11, whichever are there. So whenever there is necessary, you can explain with the help of diagram. That will give you a good number of marks. Then after you are explained or all the points or with the help of diagram, then you have to again explain point number 1, underline, explain. Second, point number 2, again underline, again explain with 5 to 6 sentences or 10 lines. Again 3, again you can explain, so that it will give you good number of marks. Then after all the points you are explained, write a conclusion. It is necessary that conclusion, writing a conclusion is necessary. So why I'm giving this information? So what they are asked, accounting concepts. Most of the students, what they will do, they will put accounting concepts, they will write 10 accounting concepts and finish. No, if you want to get good number of marks, you have to write introduction, you have to write meaning, you have to write whatever the main question they have asked, that is accounting concept in this particular example. If possible, you can explain with the help of diagram. Then point number 1, underline explanation. Point number 2, underline explanation. Point number 3, underline explanation. Point number 4, underline explanation. Point number 5, underline explanation. So whatever the points are there, if it is they are 10 points, if they are 11 points, you can put those points and underline and explain in 5 to 6 sentences or in 10 lines. Then thereafter you can write a conclusion. So this will give you a good number of marks. Next, manage your time. It is very important that whatever the questions are there, you have to allocate specific time for each question. How much marks that particular question is asked, based on that you have to allocate the time. If 100 marks are there, your time is 3 hours. So accordingly, for 1 marks, you can allocate a time that is necessary. For 1 mark, it is taken example approximately 1.8 minutes. So like that, you have to allocate the time and you try to finish your answer within that specified time. Take an example, a question is asked for 20 marks or 15 marks. Maximum time you have to allocate is 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Within that, you have to complete that particular answer. If you are unable to complete, you can go for next question, and after covering all your questions, if time permits, you have to again come here and write the answers. So time management is very important. Next, check the question numbers are correctly written or not. After completing all the questions, you have to check once again that the question numbers you are put properly or not. If for the question number 1 you are put question number 2, then you will not get the marks. So for that particular reason, you have to check very cautiously that the question number put and the answer written are proper, and it is very important. And last, make improvement in the answer whenever necessary. After completion of your all questions, you have to again go for each and every question whether you are put properly or not. And after that, if any questions you have because of lack of time or you are not remembering certain things, you have left without completing, so if time permits, at the end you can try to write that or complete that particular question. So these are the 13 points which will help you to get good number of marks. So like the video, subscribe our channel. Thank you.